This is who you are. You play for one of the Premier League's most established clubs, and just as much of a loser. You haven't been champions in 65 years, but this season, forget winning a trophy. Even staying in the league is a miracle for you. You've suffered a total of 16 defeats, and from your last 12 matches, just 8 points. Your situation is so dire that rivals are already looking to bring your successful teammates into their squad, because they think you won't be in the Premier League next year. But it's not just this season. The defeats you suffered in just 2 seasons throughout your history had already surpassed your club's total defeats throughout its entire league history. So today, through the eyes of the players, we're diving into Tottenham's worst seasons ever. Have you ever had to support a team this bad? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. We're going to the 1993 to 1994 season. This man is you, Teddy Sheringham. For older Tottenham supporters, you are nothing short of a savior. In what would be a terrible season, you were the one who would save the team from relegation. Your club chairman at the time, Alan Sugar, would bring our deals in as manager. You had joined the team just a year before, and that season you had finished the league in 8th place, second season of the Premier League, and there was only one word on the supporters' minds: the title. And that day came. The first match of the league was against Newcastle United. With the chance you missed at the start of that crucial away match, all the supporters mocked you. But in the 36th minute, you stepped up once again and scored the winning goal with a brilliant strike. Flags, chants, maybe even a few tattoo plans were made, who knows. But there was one small detail they had forgotten. This was the Premier League. Just 2 days later, you have a home match against Arsenal, but the whole team is relaxed, and the stadium is dead. The match went all the way to the final minutes level. You were even happy thinking it would end in a draw, but in the 87th minute, Ian Wright's goal destroyed you. But never mind, at least for now.
Because back in the old Premier League there were 22 teams, and a total of 42 matches to be played. But for you, this would become a source of regret by the end of the season. You would be desperately waiting for the league to end. Anyway, in the next 6 days you beat Manchester City and Liverpool. Don't let me make it sound that simple though. In both matches, you scored the winning goals in the 75th minute. The match after that, you lost to Aston Villa. Still, looking at the first 10 matches of the league, the picture wasn't actually bad. 5 wins, 3 draws, 2 defeats. Nobody could complain. But football doesn't believe in statistics. It believes in moments. And that moment was approaching. Match 11, Manchester United. United, who were top of the league, knocked you down. But that wasn't the important part. In this match, you suffered a serious injury. Your wrist was injured, and you would miss a large portion of the league. This was the breaking point of the season. The results after the United match: you lost to Rovers and Southampton. The next 3 matches ended in draws, then draws, and I'd love to say you won from match week 24 to 30. But if that had happened, we probably wouldn't have put this season in the video. Of course you lost those matches. 7 in a row. In the remaining games you suffered 5 more defeats and finished the league with a total of 19 defeats. You scored 14 goals, but this season could still be considered decent for you personally, because after the injury you suffered in the United match, you missed a full 23 games. It was the worst period in your club's history up to that point. Ardil's extremely offensive style of play left the defense riddled with holes, time and time again. Your absence completely destroyed what was already a fragile balance. 2 disasters at once. The result was predictable. I genuinely wonder what the faces of the supporters, who were singing championship songs at the start of the season, looked like by the end of it. Honestly, despite 19 defeats, the team finished the league in 15th place. As for you, in 1997 you moved to Manchester United and became an important part of the treble in 1999. Let's briefly touch on the 2024-25 season. Instead of going into detail, I'll give you a summary. After finishing 5th in the 2023-24 season and earning a place in Europe, the board gave Ange Postecoglou 1 more year. Harry Kane had left for Bayern Munich before the season even started, and that's exactly the moment you stepped onto the stage. Lucas Bergvall, you transferred to Tottenham on your 18th birthday. You're still very young, and you want to make history at this club. Despite your age, you became the fans' favorite that season. Even though you only managed 1 goal and 3 assists throughout the season, you were the best of that season. Your playmaking ability is what set you apart. But the Premier League didn't go so well for your team. 22 defeats, 11 wins and 5 draws. Despite that, you survived relegation by a full 13 points. Those 22 defeats are the most defeats any team has ever recorded in the Premier League without being relegated. Sounds much worse than the other seasons I've talked about, doesn't it? I think so too. But this season, your team was going to do something it hadn't managed in years. It was going to win a trophy. And not just any trophy. It was the Europa League. How can a team win a European trophy after going 17 years without winning anything? Interesting. But your team did exactly that. In the quarterfinals, you played Frankfurt and won 2-1 on aggregate. In the semifinals, you beat Bodo Glimt 5-1 on aggregate. Your team was like a completely different team in Europe. In the final, you eliminated Manchester United with a goal from Brennan Johnson and lifted the trophy. The irony is that a legend like Harry Kane couldn't win a trophy despite being at the club for years, and the very first season after he left, you won a European trophy. Though don't forget you finished 17th in the league. The probably best match of the season was the week after losing to Ipswich Town, when you beat Manchester City 4-0. Now let's get to the current season, 2025-26. And this is you, Richarlison. You joined this club in the summer of 2022 with a market value of 58 million euros. When you arrived, Tottenham had last won a trophy 14 years ago. Anyway, let's skip all that and get to our topic. This season, Tottenham Thomas Frank came in as your new manager, but the team suffered a huge loss. Your close friend and captain Son Heung-min brought his 10-year Tottenham career to an end and headed off to the retirement home that is LAFC. Following the chaos that broke out over Son's departure, Daniel Levy, who had served as the club's chairman for 25 years, resigned. The season kicked off with the Burnley match, and you made your presence felt from the very first game. With goals in the 9th and 59th minutes, you played a key role in a 3-0 victory. Your second match was against Manchester City. City, who had narrowly missed the title last season, were expected to beat you this time around, but surprisingly, goals from Brennan Johnson and Palhinha secured the win. If someone had told you after this match that you'd drop down to the relegation zone by the end of the season, you probably wouldn't have believed them. Your first 7 matches in the league were actually decent. 4 wins, 2 draws and 1 defeat. In the 8th match, you lost to Aston Villa. As I said, I won't go through every match one by one. Let's just touch on the critical ones. In match week 12, you were beaten 4-1 by Arteta's Arsenal. But the real turning point of this season for you was undoubtedly the Manchester United match in match week 25. After that 2-0 defeat, a series of losses would follow. And what made things worse was the managerial changes. After the United match, you also lost the Newcastle United match 2-1. That defeat pushed you down to 16th place, and you were also knocked out of both domestic cups. After this match, your manager resigned. Then Igor Tudor was brought in, but after 4 defeats in 5 matches, in just 44 days, he too was sacked and replaced by Roberto De Zerbi. Since he arrived, the team has only suffered 2 defeats. Resigned. Yesterday, with West Ham's defeat, your chances of relegation decreased. If you even manage a draw against Chelsea tomorrow, you will be safe from relegation. Now let's go to the 1997-98 season. Let's start from the financial side. Jerry Francis, who took charge after the difficult times of the 1994 season, had managed to bring some order to the club. As a result of that stability, the sponsor of those years, Holston, provided Tottenham with a significant financial boost. The reason I'm mentioning this is because that money was directly connected to you. This is you, Les Ferdinand. The club broke their transfer record by paying £6 million for you. The reason you came at such a high price was that you had scored 41 goals for Newcastle United 2 seasons prior. After a disappointing 1996-97 season, the hope was simple: have a better one. The league kicked off, and your first match was against Manchester United. Both sides started well, but the reigning champions, who had won 4 titles in the first 5 Premier League seasons, struck late. Nicky Butt scored in the 82nd minute, and just as you were dreaming of an equalizer, Ramon Vega put the ball into his own net a minute later. A painful way to lose. Inexperienced Christian Gross came in as the new manager, and your hero Jurgen Klinsmann returned after years out of form. The team felt a little more settled, but a 2-0 defeat to Chelsea on April 11th dropped you to 17th place. Towards the end of the season, Anderton returned from injury. With him back, you went unbeaten in the last 6 matches and survived relegation. You finished as top scorer with 9 goals. The team ended on 44 points, the lowest total ever in the 38-game Premier League era.